Well, it's Super Bowl week. Another edition of Sports Blab. I got my buddies with. I got a little Viking Skol gnome here with a little Vikings hat. I got a little Froggy here with a little Minion hat. They wanted to listen in this week and see what I got to say about the Super Bowl. They'll offer their opinions maybe, but they're just silent partners for this at this point. So I did a video before where I predicted the Chiefs win by one, the second left, whatever. But I want to take a more analytical approach here. And one of the ways I can do that is PFF grading scores. So PFF, as you know, is Pro Football Focus. It's a separate standalone company. They've got contracts with NFL, NBA, all the sports teams. And they grade the players. And so each game, according to their website, they put in 65 plus hours of man hours to grade each player while they're playing an NFL football game. So I'm estimating, since a game is about 3 hours long, they probably got about 20 people. They got a very strict grading guideline. They hire people to do this. If you're looking for a part-time job, they're hiring. You can work from home. You have to do like 5 or 6 weeks of unpaid training first, and then you make, I think, like $50 to $80 a game, kind of a thing. So you basically get to watch the game and make some money. Anyways, these stats are kind of the gold mine of sports. In the NFL, you're always seeing this guy's PFF grade, this guy's PFF grade, whatever. So this is what I want to do. I've broken down each starting offense for both teams, Chiefs and Eagles, and the starting defense and the kickers and punters. Now, they rotate players in, people are injured, so I'm just going with who I think are going to be the starters. My approach isn't totally scientific, so I'm not claiming it is. So here's what I did. I went through each position group on offense, each position group on defense, and I looked at all of their PFF scores, and I took an average for that group to get a PFF score for the group. And at the very end, I've got a PFF score for each team. So I know the odds makers say Chiefs by 1 or 1.5, but let's see what the numbers say. The PFF scores what they say. Here we go. Let's talk quarterbacks. Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. According to PFF, Jalen Hurts has a rating of 79.3. Mahomes has 86. Saquon Barkley, the running back group, the main running back, Saquon Barkley for the Eagles, 87.6. Now, the Chiefs rotate in Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt a lot. They're very rotational type of team. So I took the average of those two guys, PFF, and put them together. So this is the average score of both of them put together. So Saquon Barkley, what did I say, 87.6. And then I've got for Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt team, 69.3. So the slight edge, the edge goes to Mahomes in terms of quarterback. Running back, clearly, for the Eagles. Okay, wide receiver group. So in the Eagles, they got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Jahan Dotson. On the Chiefs side, I've got, the Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins tandem, because they rotate in, same thing like I did with the running backs. I just took their PFF scores and averaged them. Put those two guys together as a group. So you got, on their side, you got Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins as one receiver, Xavier Worthy, and Juju Smith-Schuster. So the Eagles have a PFF score for the average, for the whole group as an average of 75. And for the Chiefs, it's 67.1. Tight ends are pretty close. Dallas Goedert is 73.3. Travis Kelce for the Chiefs, 72.7. Now the offensive line for the Eagles, you got Malata, Dickerson, Juergens, Becton, Johnson. Their average PFF score for the whole line taken together is 80.7. On the Chiefs side, you got Thuney, Caliendo, Humphrey, Smith, Taylor. Their PFF score for the offensive line taken together as an average is 71.4. All right, that's offense. Let's go down to defense. What does PFF tell us about defense? Remember, this is two very good defenses, the Vic Fangio Eagles defense and Steve Spagnuolo, Spagnolio on the Chiefs side. I mean, their records speak for themselves. They're the cream of the crop of defensive coordinators. That's why their teams are here. All right, Eagles. On the defensive line, including edge rushers and defensive tackles, you've got Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. Average score for that defensive front, 73.9. On the Chiefs side, again, they rotate a lot of guys, but I just took a stab at who the stars are, play a lot, etc., etc. Mike Dana, Mike Pennell, Chris Jones, George Karlaftis. Average score of 71.3. Let's see here. Linebackers. Now, the Eagles in their base package, if you will, have 2 linebackers. The Chiefs have 3. So, again, I took averages. So, Owen Burks, Zach Brown, PFF score for the Eagles, 86. For the Chiefs, Drew Tranquil, Nick Bolton, Leo Chenai, 71. Okay, defensive backfield. Again, their defenses or packages are a little different. So, I group cornerbacks and safeties together and slot safeties all together. Eagles have 5 guys that play the defensive backfield position. The Chiefs have 4. All right, so here we go. Quentin Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Darius Slay, Reed Blankenship, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, average PFF score 76. All right, for the Chiefs, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Justin Reed, Brian Cook, average PFF score 72.1. Now, let's get to the kicker. Jake Elliott, not a very good PFF score, 48.3. Harrison Butker, 66.5. A big favorite for the Chiefs on that one. Punters, Brandon Mann, 63 for the Eagles. Matt Areza, 59.5. Fairly close. So if you go down, kind of breakdown, quarterback, the edge goes to the Chiefs with Mahomes. Running back, edge goes to the Eagles with Shaquan Barkley. Wide receiver group, the edge goes to the Eagles. Tight end, slight edge to the Eagles, but Travis Kelce, I mean, they're almost the same. Offensive line, Eagles PFF score is definitely a lot higher than the Chiefs' offensive line. As we know, the Chiefs have been hurting on the offensive line. They're moving guards, tuning from guard to tackle. Reid said they're going to rotate guys in. All right, defense, here we go. Defense, the slight edge goes to the Eagles' front 4. But again, on the Chiefs, they got Chris Jones and Karlaftis, and they rotate guys in. Excellent defensive line. Linebackers. The Eagles linebackers really wallops the Chiefs linebackers by a margin of 86 to 71. Defensive back. Eagles, 76. Chiefs, 72.1. So the edge again goes to the Eagles. Punter, edge goes to the Chiefs. Kicker, slight edge goes to the Eagles. So if I add up, so you can see, I mean, quarterback to the Chiefs, running back to the Eagles, but in every other metric, it's pretty much Eagles all the way in terms of PFF. Sometimes it's pretty close, like tight ends, and sometimes it's kind of a blowout. Anyway, so here we go. I took all those numbers and did an average for the whole team. And what we get is Eagles as a whole team, based on what I just read, 74.3. Chiefs, 70.7. So the Eagles, have a significant but not overwhelming advantage in terms of PFF. So what we can deduce on this based on PFF, Eagles are better on paper. According to the numbers, they're the ones that should win. They're the ones that should be up 1.5 point, 2 point favorites. They're the Chiefs. But you have to look at why are the odds makers making the Chiefs? First of all, they've got the track record. They've won the big dance a number of times. It's not their first rodeo. It's actually the second rodeo for the Eagles in terms of the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. It's their second matchup. Both are going to be hungry. But I think you got to look at the intangibles. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they always seem to rise. And then those Chiefs defenders, while the Eagles have a slight edge on numbers, a decent edge on numbers, it seems like the Chiefs when it's down to the wire, the game's on the line, somehow those Chiefs defenders pull things out. Now, having said that, Eagles, solid, both sides of the ball. Kellen Moore's got that offense humming as his offensive coordinator. Vic Fangio's got that defense humming. They look solid in the playoffs. They can easily beat the Chiefs in terms of the talent they've got. So it's going to come down, as you know, these big championship games come down to just a few plays because they're so even. It's going to come down to sacks, fumbles, interceptions, turnovers, big plays and big moments. So anyways, my buddies, they're all processing what I said. They're trying to digest it along with you guys. So, hey, over and out.